Marcella from Poison Rock. Today I have the pleasure to have with me Pascal and Gilbert from Elvellon. I want to ask you first, guys, how are you? Because the release of the album is on the 17th, so, so a week by now, I guess.
Correct.
Yes, exactly.
So how does it feel? Because, I mean, it's always, like a new kind of, let's say, not any challenge, but people is gonna listen to whole album. You do feel a little bit, I don't know. Anxious about it, happy, I don't know. How do you feel about this release?
Well, I'm very looking forward to have this feeling of relief, actually, because especially in the last months, it's been really a lot of work for us to completing the album, and then with every promotional stuff, shooting the videos, and then all the interviews at the moment. It's super nice, but it's just from morning to evening, it's Elvellon.
Really? From morning?
So it's very nice. Sorry?
From morning till evening do interview?
Not
interviews, but it's work.
Yeah. Well, no, I started today. My first thing today was an interview, and then my last thing today is going to be an interview. But it's fine. It's good.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
good. It's nice. I like it.
I get it.
Yeah, but after all this time of just giving and creating and recording and telling people everything, I'm really looking forward to get something back, to see the reactions of the fans, of new fans, read the comments online. On YouTube, on social media, everywhere.
And I think play live.
I'm just very, very anxious and really want to know how the people will react to this album, especially compared to our debut album.
Yeah, of course, because already there have been released 2 singles with a music video, Vagabond's Heart and My Forever Endeavor. So already it's like that people have a little bit of taste what could be in this album. So before speaking about this album and the debut album or whatsoever, Dimo, since we had to, so I want to ask you both of you. So I just choose. We're gonna start first. A little bit about your musical background, because it's always good to see where the musician, they came from, the influences, how they started.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Well, my personal musical background is well, kind of boring for everyone not included. So I'm totally self-taught.
Okay.
I've never had a teacher.
Okay.
Or never went to a musical school in any way.
Okay.
No early education, I would say. In music, I just started with the bass guitar and started writing music or played songs of existing bands, and got more in touch with the harmonies and the theory behind music. So, and yeah, after I switched to keyboard, which is a whole another thing. I got more and more into harmony theory and stuff, and really quite boring. I just practiced and practiced and practiced.
I mean, it's being self-taught and going throughout all these instruments is not boring at all, believe me. So,
well, it was fun. Don't misunderstand me, but I would say well, he must been on this big school or stuff, or he got this as his teacher, or no, it's not.
I think that sometimes the best musician just I don't know. They have the guitar in their own hand and never went to music school. No, I mean, let's say the music school is for the one that can choose to go to music school. But I'm a bass player. I've never been in any music school, and I'm doing reviews. And when I was a kid, I was like, I wanted to be like in the movie Almost Famous, right from Rolling Stones going through all with the band and drew. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna do music. I did 1 year and I dropped because I said I don't need that for doing reviews. If I had the ear and if I study a little bit by myself, I don't need it. So sometimes I think music school, I mean, could be good, but if you're a musician or keyboard, and just you can do by yourself. And I think you're doing really well even without being in a music school.
Yeah, but one thing I have to add, actually, Gilbert taught me by being in the band
Okay.
pretty much in harmonies and ways to play, just by doing music together. So this is some kind of teaching, but not in the traditional way, I would say.
So I will,
Okay.
okay. So, and what about you, Gilbert?
I try to keep it short. I come from a musical family. Music was always a thing in my family, and my father is a guitar player as well, or was. He doesn't play any guitar anymore, but was. And I was in music school from very early on, before even kindergarten.
They put
Then
you,
I don't know.
but as you burn, they throw out you to your music school, like
Exactly, yeah,
not
kind of.
like no.
Yeah. Yeah. In kindergarten, started, yeah, early school. I was a fan of pirates, so I played the accordion. You know, this big
Yeah,
thing. Yeah. When I got into puberty, that wasn't cool enough anymore. So I started playing the piano. And from that on, I had my first band in 2003. We
Okay.
played the metal stuff that was in at that moment, played, I don't know, System of a Down and Rammstein and all this stuff. Slipknot and that early 2000s metal thing. Yeah, and I started writing songs for that band, and during that process, I already started playing guitar. And then yeah, I met Pascal and the rest of the band in like 2010. We shared a rehearsal room, and
Okay.
I replaced their guitar player at that point. We made the first demos, and yeah, the rest is history.
It's history. And of
Yeah.
course, like since the beginning, because there is as well some EP that you release, I think, if I'm right. So usually, the EP or the demos are always, let's say, gut forgotten, because they always focus on the debut album. We would like really to just compare the first EPs throughout going the first full length, which is Until Dawn. How we could see this journey.
Yeah, it's always a journey for making music. So of course there's a lot of progress every time, from song to song even.
Yeah. And especially in the term of sound, of course. And I think as well, like in recordings, in go throughout the mastering to be more, let's say, wasn't more professional, but the demo and EP it's always a little bit more raw, that when you have the first full length go out. But there's some nice memory that you guys have really with at the beginning of the band, like the first rehearsal, and I don't know, the first releases of some, putting out the first music. I mean, really at the beginning, because those are like still like photos that you will always have with you.
That was a lot of stuff. let's get through it. First of all, yeah, the EP was right. Yeah, that was a rougher sound. I remember that we did it all by ourselves, actually, the first EP. We recorded the drums by ourselves. We recorded every guitars and keyboard, everything at a rehearsal room. There was not really a proper studio or something involved in the process, and you definitely can hear that. Also, I mixed it all by myself, the first EP.
Okay.
I've become better by mixing, but it's not the thing that I do. I'm very good at. So you can hear my first steps on that EP. But it sounds okay. But it's I think I'm better by now. And the memories from that early stages on, maybe Pascal, you want to continue? Do you have a fond memory of the early Elvellon days?
Of course, like every other day there's a little flame in my heart, I would say, because the old rehearsal room was quite small, like a really tight fit for everybody. So, and this with 2 bands in total, so there's really not much room, but it was it felt like home, a second home for myself. So every week we were there. We just jammed or played actual songs by other bands. We covered them. Or we started writing music. We started writing songs, and the other day, as we rehearsal now for the big release show, we got quite sentimental by playing the really old songs, even though it's not that long ago that we played them on stage. Yeah. But as we progressed through the whole new album and the whole new songs, which are quite more thought out and more harder to play for me, I got really sentimental as we played something like My Wings, which is the first song we wrote back really back in the days. So it almost got me teared up. Yeah. So I always look back for this free time we had. We were still young and like wild childs, I would say. Yeah. But it catches me any other day. I really like thinking back to this time.
Yeah, and like I said, that these are kind of still that are gonna stay really with you, like you said, for even in 20 years, but now in your musical career. And I think with every album you're gonna release, you will have new memories as well, like in touring and all this, in every moment of the musical career and personal as well. And of course, Until Dawn came in 2018. Then now, Ascending in Synergy is coming after like 6 years. Why take you so long? I know maybe because of COVID, but in general, why take you so long?
I'm gonna start for this one. Yeah, COVID had its thing, and we suffered under it. But I think you're right. It was not the only reason why it took so long.
That's what you can say, of course. We don't want to.
No, it's cool. It's cool. The thing is, we as a band, we work very democratically. We have to when we write songs, we have to sit together in a room. And when we're together in a room, it's like 4 or 5 people that bring in their ideas, that all have their opinions about a song. And that means that we really discuss a lot about songs, that it's really taking a long time to develop a song together. It's not like one person writes a song, brings it to the rehearsal room, and the other just play what we're told to play. Yeah. It's really that we are developing everything together. And though I love this process, it's really not efficient. Because we on one song we work for months, literally.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes I have to take a break from a song when we're not getting anywhere. That feels good. When then we start another one and at some point we're getting back to the other one. It really takes a really long time. But I would never change it for anything, because I think this process is wonderful for us as a band, because everyone in the band stands behind it in the end, behind the song. We really do feel it. When someone is not happy with a part or something, he doesn't feel anything, we will start over again and rearrange the song or change parts for new parts. And it's really a stressful and long process, but I would never change it, because it's a wonderful feeling when there's a finished song where we all stand behind. But it takes time. We're gonna try our next album maybe in 4 years, not in 6 years. That would be great. But I don't know. I cannot tell you now.
Just at the moment, just enjoy the release that has to still to happen, and we're gonna see some new single before the release. That will come throughout as well with the release of the album. There's gonna be some video or single. Okay, it will come out the same day of the album.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So people will have the chance to see a new video and apart from that, like, of course, about the live we're gonna talk a little bit about later, but I wanna just, because of course this is Ascending in Synergy. I don't know, I can have many meaning. I can give my own meaning, but I want to ask about you, like the lyric wise, what is mainly like about this album, of course, but I think all the band, all the project, like has always had like kind of a, if you always had like a topic or something that you always had, you know, like affection to talk about it, or you want to speak out about it throughout the years, and maybe focus more on this album, just in general.
Well, the big difference between Until Dawn and
Yeah.
Ascending in Synergy is that Ascending in Synergy is not a concept album anymore. It's every song stands for itself. It tells a story, yes, but it's not a concept throughout the whole album. We every time we try to, as we write lyrics, we try to arrange it like that everybody can connect to it in its very special way. Maybe you go through a hard time at the moment and you listen to a song and you reflect this on your situation that you are in, and maybe it connects in this way with you. So there's always room for interpretation. And this is the key frame for our lyrics, I would say. So, especially on this album, yes.
Okay, so let's say to each one of us, like feeling the lyrics, I just read it for ourselves. Like I feel in that way, I'm experiencing this lyric, this new song in that way. So that's my version, and maybe someone else in another way, or everyone in the
yes.
So let's say like a personal reading and feeling interpretation, like you said, of the music itself, because it's as well like the atmospheric, the atmosphere there is behind the music as well, not only the lyrics. It's kind of a whole. So you mentioned that this is not anymore a concept album. So let's say that's a big difference from the first one.
Exactly.
So, yeah. So it's I mean, how did you take this decision? Like it was happened by like that, okay, that's not a concept album, or you choose like, okay, we are not doing anymore a concept album, at least for now?
It was a decision we made quite early in the process. I think it was around beginning of 2020 that we didn't want to do a concept album like Until Dawn again. Not that we didn't like it, but it was just wanted to be open for new ideas, for new ways. Also, on Until Dawn, most of the lyrics were written by our drummer Martin, and I helped him a bit with English. And on this album, it was quite early clear that Nele is going to be much more involved in the songwriting, especially on the lyrics. So I think more than half of the album is written by her. It's I think it's like 6 or 7 songs are written by her, by Nele. Yeah, and it's definitely a new feeling with that. And also something I want to mention is that even though it's not a concept album, it's still the album is, the songs, the lyrics are connected with a common thread. So there's a theme going on this album.
Yeah.
Because like nearly all of the songs, if not all the songs, there's a theme of personal development, and that was really something that came during COVID, because there was a time you didn't go to work, you stayed a lot of home, you were a lot by yourself, and people start thinking in these times, what am I doing? Where am I in my life? Do I feel lonely? Am I connected? Exactly. All these questions, and the theme of the album is really to give people hope, to get a connection again, or not again, just to be connected with the inner world, the outer self connected with the inner self. And that's also the cover artwork. And I don't know if you seen it. It's this water bulb, and there are 2 people in it, which is actually the same person, which resembles the inner self and the outer self, and reaching out for each other. And this connection is a synergy. So it's a magical connection, and you can be much more. You can be so much more when you are when you have a good connection to your inner self.
Because we lose really easily, I think, before connecting with someone else. We lose the connection with ourselves really easily, I think. It's not like we are connected with our inner self every day. Sometimes we are like completely disconnected. We have not even idea about our inner self, how much can be powerful, for example, to overcome a situation. And having, like you said, a synergy with our inner self, with our out self, let's say, that as well easily can create a better compassionate and in a way that emphasizes as well the connection with the next human being close to you. So a good way to create something with, for example, in peace. So something with empathy, not like being all the time in anger or judging everyone. So that's I think a good, let's say, a theme at the base of the album.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, I'm so sorry. We have to start another interview in about a minute.
Okay,
the watch. I totally forgot the time. I'm so sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna make the last two questions and we're done. So just there is a song in the, just one of you just can answer about a song that you have really close in this album, that you like feel it and can look forward to play live. Let's say.
Yeah, I would say the A in Tree is very, very connected within my heart. For example, it's a only one continuation of Until Dawn, I would say, and everything in it is just tearing me up.
Okay.
For me, it's Ocean of Treason at the moment. I don't know. I just feel the song so much. Very forward to play it in about 2 weeks on our release show.
So, yeah, and of course, just before ending, I want to ask about the imminent tour, and if you have some live plan about, like you said, the release party, and where we can see you in Europe. So.
Unfortunately, fortunately, not that much as we would like. We have some festivals in Germany and some minor shows also in Germany, but there's unfortunately no tour in quite in reach for us, because it's hard for us to arrange it financially, time-wise, everything that connects everything.
So for people at least in Germany, the first show that can be announced, when will it be?
On the 24th of this month, actually, in May.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, okay, so just thanks to both of you, Pascal and Gilbert, for this interview, and have fun and good luck with the rest of the interviews of today. And good luck with the new release, with the release of the album, and hopefully see you soon in some festival, at least, especially in Germany.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We would like to, and thank you for having us.
It was a pleasure. Bye bye.
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 Tangled branches wail.